cafe didn't start off as planned, but that's my entire life. So yeah, I chipped my tooth this morning, so you're gonna have to deal with that for a day. So I wasn't able to even make my coffee. So there it is in the microwave. Hopefully done. Yeah, it's hot enough. Well, now that I got my coffee, we can get the video started. Welcome to 4Low TV. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Paul. I'm currently building a 2010 Rubicon two-door. So, yeah, this video it's gonna be dedicated to showing you the Jeep and what I've done to it so far. It's pretty built right now, but that's kind of like a relative term to other people. But I have a whole bunch of stuff planned for this. Eventually, it's gonna be turned into an Ultra 4 race car. Eventually. But let me show you what I have on it now and how I wheel it every day. Start off with the front of the Jeep. This was a budget build at first, so a lot of the parts that I have on the front and the rear were mainly focused on saving money and just getting the parts on the Jeep. So starting off, I have a Smitty built front bumper. They used to have the wings coming off the sides, but I didn't like those. Chopped them off, ground them down, painted them up to make it look like it just came as a stubby bumper. It's all dirty right now. The Jeep needs to be cleaned really bad, but so yeah, that's what that is and how I modified it. I have a Tabor by Warren Industries 9,000 pound winch. It's old, it's steel cable, it needs to get replaced and it's gonna get replaced soon, hopefully. But then I just have two Harbor Freight off-road lights. Like I said, there was just a budget build to get the Jeep on the road, get it started, or on the rocks rather, get it started and have some protection up front, better than the plastic bumpers that I started with. But let's move around and look at. So up under the Jeep is where I've spent a lot of my time and money. As you can see, I have completely redone my steering setup. Synergy, track bar, drag link, and tie rod, Fox steering stabilizer, and then the entire suspension has been redone as well. I got Alloy USA full metal ball joints in there. I did a flip, over the knuckle flip kit for the drag link. And I've done some work to the axles as well. But so, like I said, all Synergy steering components, Fox stabilizer. I have an ARB diff cover. The reason why I like this one is it's so much thicker than the stock diff cover, and you have a dipstick on top. Your fill port is also on top, so you can just take your bottle of fluid and squeeze it in there. And all of your bolts that go around it are actually recessed, so you don't have to worry about taking them off on rocks and stuff like that. I also run 513 gears inside of my axles as well. So I have Artec Industries truss gussets and sleeves to go on the front, and then a truss to go in the rear, but they just haven't been installed yet. Waiting on the money for that, but yeah, it's expensive. I don't know how to weld. So, let's move on to the suspension. The thing I forgot to add with the steering is I did the PSC Big Bore XD or whatever it is steering box, and it is massive, I must say. Probably double the size of the stock steering box, and it has definitely tightened my steering, and I do not wander anymore. So that's a really good upgrade. Pain in the ass to put in, but totally worth it. So here we are looking at my suspension, obviously, and this is the second Jeep that I've built. So the first Jeep, I was really focused on the exterior appearance of it, and it really showed because I didn't put much money into the performance or the suspension or anything like that. So the focus of this Jeep was to really put in as much attention as I could to a good performing suspension, because that's really what off-roading is about. So I went with King piggyback shocks. These are the non-adjustable kind, but my plan is to go coilovers anyway, so these are temporary. I went with the 4-inch Evo Plush Ride coils. They're really good. It's a single rate coil, which I regret doing. I wish I went with like the Metal Cloak dual rate, but they work for what it is for right now. I still get tons of flex out of it, and it's good. It works. I got Curry control arms, all 8 adjustables. They're short arms, but I'm running a 4-inch lift, so I don't really need long arms. Plus, long arms on a 2-door is a little hard to get your geometries back together, but short arms was just easier and a little bit cheaper at the time, so that's what I went with. Eventually, it is going to get long arms and a stretch in the rear, but that's eventually. I got Synergy extended brake lines, and it's hard to see, but Adams drive shaft. 1310s for the time being, but we'll see where that takes us. I have those front and rear. Here's a look at my rear end, and you can really see the King shocks, the ARB diff cover, and coils. But I need to do a track bar in the rear. It's a pretty steep angle. I'm still running the stock location and everything like that, so I need to get that up in the air. But other than that, that's my suspension setup. Now we're going to move to the side of the Jeep, where I run these Bushwhacker fender flares, and I don't like them. I don't like them. They're plastic. They're only held on by a couple screws. I mean, they're good for looks, I guess. But as you can see, a couple times off-roading, and they've already gotten beat up. And well, I mean, they've been off-road a lot more than a couple times, but it's just not the best performing fender flares. So these are going to get replaced. Don't know by who. I really like the Poison Spider ones right now, but I also like the Nemesis off-road. I'm looking at a couple different options, but that's what I have on there right now, Bushwhacker fender flares. I'm still rocking the stock Rubicon sliders. They've been beat up and dinged and scratched and dented, and they've had their fair share of abuse, but they're holding up. I'm probably going to go with the Poison Spider rocker knockers, but we'll see. There's a lot of different options out there. I have a hard top as well as a soft top. I run the soft top when I'm actually going off-road. It's been raining. I'm in Southern California. It's been raining for the past, it rained for like a week, surprisingly. So I had the hard top on there. But yeah, so this is the overall stance of the 4-inch lift on 37s. Let's move around to the back. So the back is pretty basic. I have my garage door shut, but it's just a Smittybilt SRC bumper with the tire carrier. Has these wings coming off, which need to get cut off because when I'm at full flex, my rear tires actually come up and make contact with this angle right here. So those got to go. But eventually, tire carrier is going to go anyway. I don't like the whole tire carrier deal. I don't like the ones that wrap around the tire or anything like that. I just want to be able to open my tailgate. And I feel like when you have big tires, you can't really do that. So, but there's a couple different options out there. They got the Terraflex one, Evo makes one, and it's just it beefs up your back door here. So, but Smittybilt bumper, like I said, it was just to get the Jeep a little bit more protected. And this thing has taken a lot of abuse. I've hit my, it comes with a hitch, hit the hitch so many times, scraped the corners. This thing's held up for quite a while, so I'm surprised. It's not the Smittybilt that everybody knows. So this is my front bumper. I've held up quite a long time. The inside of the Jeep, I've done a couple little upgrades in here. I wouldn't even really call them upgrades, just like little things here and there, just to make the ride more comfortable for me. For my switches, I have them up here on the A-pillar. This one's not attached to anything right now, but this one controls all of my lights up front. I have the Quadratec floor liners, whatever. They're nice because I just take them out when I wash the Jeep and hose them down. They're really good. I have these diver down neoprene seat covers, and these things have been amazing. They you can take them off, wash them. They're comfortable, they're squishy. Yeah, they haven't faded, and I've had them on there for almost a year. Top's been down, doors have been off quite a bit. These things are awesome. It was a good investment on Quadratec. But yeah, if you're looking at seat covers, diver down. I have a Drake off-road shift knob. I drive a 6-speed manual. But yeah, I had a grenade on there at one point, and I hated that, so I put this back on. And I just run a Cobra CB right now. I got this at Walmart for like 40 bucks. And then I have that wired all the way to the rear. And then my antenna hookup is back here, which you can kind of see right there. But yeah, other than that, I took out my rear seat. I got all my tools back there right now. Took out my rear seat. Whenever I go off-roading, I'll strap down my Yeti, strap down my toolbox, tool bags, stuff like that, and I'll have everything back there, all my camping supplies and everything like that. I also got these handles, which I found that I hardly ever use, but whatever. But yeah, that's the interior of the Jeep. Here's my trail damage. Flopped it one of the last times I went out. And scraped up the door pretty good, but other than that, that is the overview of my 2010 Wrangler. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. Gonna have a lot more videos on off-roading, different walkarounds, building this thing, building my buddy's Jeep. So yeah, just keep an eye out for all the videos. And if you like this, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Share it, do whatever you want. Yeah. Have a great day, guys.